So last night, the finale for season 3 of High School Musical, the musical, the series, dropped on Disney Plus. So today, I thought it was time for me to stop and review High School Musical, the series, season 3. Please know that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My name is SW Nation, and you are free to comment down below your opinion on the High School Musical series season 3 finale, as well as the season as a whole. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now, and also don't forget to come back for all seasons ranked. With that being said, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into our review. We all know that I love the show, so with that being said, let's move right into the good. And the good thing that comes to mind here is that this is the best acted season by far. The cast has finally grown into these characters, and it just feels organic. The chemistry between these theater's kids, this theater family, is just oozing charisma, particularly Sophia Wiley as the leading lady. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the leading lady of this season. I loved it. Sophia Wiley and Matt Cornett, their scenes together are, in my opinion, in this season, better and more realistic than Nene's and Ricky's relationship and scenes together. The arguments and talks about their relationship is just better written and acted. Props to these two. Another positive is the setting of summer. Now, the season is marketed as we all remember that summer. You know, the big summer before senior year where you discover yourself, you go to camp, you discover yourself, what you love. And it's the summer that I just had until I got dumped. So basically this whole season kind of spoke to me a little bit. I'm going to get a little bit personal here. This whole season kind of spoke to me because it's basically how my summer went. We were together this summer, and then one day after summer, something just happened, and then we just, ended it after summer. So it was kind of strange watching that unfold on screen as that was happening in my life. And, I'm a senior, so it's so strange that I've grown up with these characters, and then this show just I literally just had this exact same summer. I didn't go to camp. I didn't view a Frozen musical. But everything going on with the relationship between Gina and EJ is literally what happened to me, except for she didn't, go for another guy. She didn't go cheat or nothing like that. But there's a level of coziness to this season. Like I said, it related to somewhat of my experience this summer. I love this reduced cast too. It just makes sense that not all of them would be together for the summer. And I like the fact that it's with characters that I actually like. It's not with the entire cast. It's at least like 5 of them, and then Ricky comes into play. Honestly, just making it 6, I think I'm okay with just these 6 characters being the leads of the show now. The romance of Gina and EJ, I really loved, but also the flirtatious energy between Ricky and Gina that we've seen since season 1. I loved all of it. Maybe it's because I'm a sucker for love triangles, or maybe it's because I just love it when people flirt with each other. I just find it, if they have great chemistry, if they look good on screen and they flirt with each other, I just love that. I love it so much. And also more drama, which is warranted because they are putting on the show Frozen at camp, but a camera crew is coming there to record a documentary to put on Disney Plus. All of this is irreverent, fourth wall breaking humor, and that's when you bring in Corbin Bleu. And my opinion on all of this, and I guess we'll move right into the rant section a bit here, because I don't know if I recorded a rant breakdown section in the beginning of this video. So this will kind of be a little bit of a rant section, its own little section here. Corbin Bleu and Disney Plus, irreverent fourth wall break humor. They break the fourth wall a lot of times. They talk about Disney Plus, and that's warranted because in season 1 and in season 2, they talk a lot about Beauty and the Beast, about High School Musical. Disney Plus lives inside of this world. Just these characters are fiction. When they introduced Corbin Bleu inside of the series, I found it to be very interesting. Because I'm like, okay, does this now mean that just the other cast members can come in? Because remember in season 1, they brought in one of the cast members from the original movie. And with the recent news that season 4 will have a High School Musical 4 style reunion with all the cast members coming back, I think it was only right to bring in another High School Musical OG cast member in there before we move into the big stuff like Vanessa Hudgens and Zac Efron. And also, here are just some couple observations wrapped into the rant. Ashlyn becomes bi. I found it to be very well written because it wasn't like she just came to camp and said, you know what, I'm bi now. And it wasn't like they just told us that she was bi, just out of the blue, forced. They showed it. They showed her struggle throughout the entire season until the episode before the finale where she confirmed that her dating pool got a lot bigger with her being bi. I really enjoyed that aspect because she didn't just come to camp and said, you know what, I guess I want to be bi now. Every episode had her snapping at one of the girls because of the fact, I forgot her name, but it's the girl from Zombies. She snapped at this girl a lot because she couldn't accept the fact that maybe she did like girls. Maybe she was bisexual. Until she finally came out and had to come to terms with herself and say, it's okay for me to be bi. Even if I have a boyfriend, it's okay for me to be bi. And I actually appreciated that aspect. The fact that they didn't force it. The fact that they didn't just come out of nowhere. Another thing, Courtney and Gina were pushed into leads, and also EJ. Matt Cornett is EJ. There's likable charm about him, but also a very tragic character. Every season he's been getting put down, but in every season starts, he always has that charming smile on his face. I love Matt Cornett in this season. I love him in the series. EJ is such a great character, and in my opinion, him and Gina and maybe even Courtney are just the best characters inside of this show. S-tier characters. EJ is probably my favorite character by far inside of this show. And with Courtney and Gina being pushed into leads, I mean, it's about time. Courtney has always been the sidekick to Nene. In season 1, she was the stereotypical black friend. In season 2, she got a little bit more of a character arc. But in season 3, she's pushed to the front. She's playing Elsa in the show, a lead. The lead character in Frozen. That's what Frozen's about. It's about Elsa and Anna, but it's mainly about Elsa. And then we have Gina, who was kind of pushed up into a lead in season 2. She was kind of a lead in season 1, but we didn't really see that until season 2. And I loved her inside of this season. Like I said before, Gina was incredible inside of this season and will make you love Sophia Wiley. She's just such a talented actress as well as beautiful. I mean, I have her as my lock screen now. Sophia Wiley, man, I wish I had this. I wish I was in this show. I wish I was playing Ricky or EJ, because Sophia Wiley is just such a powerhouse of talent, and she deserved to be pushed up into a lead inside of this show. And with that being said, let's move right into our mixed. And the mixed thing that comes to mind here is that these are not particularly good things or bad things. They're just things that I wanted to talk about. We have some new characters here in Jet and Maddox. They're from camp, and they're not going anywhere. I don't see them in the series in season 4. They're not going anywhere because they don't go to East High. So I really don't see them going anywhere. So, yep, we got some new characters. They're fine, I guess. And also, there's the big thing. Olivia Rodrigo departs the show. Olivia Rodrigo departed the show because I guess she wanted to focus on her music career. And I think that's a good thing. Because, yes, Olivia Rodrigo's music is not bad, actually. I actually enjoy a few of her songs. But she phoned in her performance for this season as well as season 2, especially in season 2. Whereas we come from season 1 where she is trying. Everyone in the cast is trying because it all felt like they wanted to be there. They wanted to make this project the best that it could for this new streaming service, Disney Plus. Because Disney Plus premiered on November 12th, 2019, the same day that this show premiered. This show is the first thing that we as the audience members, we as the consumers saw on the Disney Plus home screen. Season 2 rolls around. Yeah, because of COVID, they had a period of time where they couldn't film for season 2. A lot of things happened between that time. Olivia Rodrigo, in particular, just felt like she just didn't want to be there. I felt like they got Nene and Ricky together in season 1 to lead into season 2, only for them to break up again. And through contrived situations, because of the fact that Olivia Rodrigo did not want to be a part of the show anymore, they broke up Ricky and Nene just for whatever, because there was really no real reason for them to do that, only because of the fact that Olivia Rodrigo wanted out. And inside of season 3, Olivia Rodrigo couldn't even show up for her castmates. She had one scene with Courtney and Miss Jen. She couldn't even bother showing up for the rest of the season. I just think that she should have had at least one swan song, one concluding scene with all of her Wildcat. But with that being said, let's move right into the bad. And the bad thing that comes to mind here is Ricky. The entire season, I felt off about Ricky. He's just dumb. Not how he was in season 2 or 1. Let me explain. Inside of season 1, we're introduced to this guy who just can't say I love you to his girlfriend. So his girlfriend leaves him, gets with another guy, and then he he doesn't like musicals. He's not a big fan of musicals, but he loves music. He plays instruments and also he sings. But he's not a big musical guy. He's more of the cool kid stereotype that skateboards and all that. For a guy who doesn't say I love you, he really does love his girlfriend Nene. And when he sees her with someone else, now he wants to prove to her that he is worth her time. So he auditions for the musical and does the musical for her in hopes that he would get her back. And he does. So then we move into season 2 where he's lightened up a little bit. He loves the stage now. He loves theater now. And now all he wants to do is just be in the show once again. Do a replica of what they did inside of season 1 with his girlfriend inside of season 2. And unfortunately, Olivia Rodrigo just did not want to be in the show anymore. So they had to come up with a way to break up Ricky and Nene. But throughout season 1 and season 2, he was particularly a serious character. There was a part inside of this season where I knew they've gone so far off the deep end with this character of Ricky that they just want to keep trying to make him dumber and dumber. There was a scene inside of this season, the rewind scene, and I'll show a clip of it.
Twinsies. No, Ricky, that's what I was trying to say.
I cringed because I was like, Ricky, what are you doing? It's not the same Ricky from season 1 and season 2. I also feel as though they don't know what to do with him since him and Nene aren't together due to Olivia leaving. Constantly, it felt like his scenes were more goofy than they needed to be. I probably should have put this in the rant section, but Big Red is also bi. I found it to be incredibly distasteful too, only because of the fact that it just came out of nowhere. You did a big reveal like that from him just saying, I'm Ashley's boyfriend and I'm bi. What? And then it's just like, good for him. Oh, wow. He's bi? Yay. Yay. And I bet you it's going to get applauded on Twitter. Yay, Big Red's bi. But you guys are going to take pity points for that? You guys are going to take those pity points? I think that this should be a big moment for Big Red because Ashlyn's feeling the exact same thing. We just had this incredible arc with Ashlyn. Why did they have to make Big Red bi? Big Red's bi. I don't care. You just made me not care because of how you handled it. You handled it with such little care. Also, this is going to be my last of the rant section for the bad. So buckle up. Me personally, I prefer Gina and Ricky to Nene and Ricky. But the disrespectfulness to EJ is incredibly embarrassing writing and just tragic. Let me explain. EJ, since season 1, has his girl taken away by Ricky. Season 1, it was with Nene. So then we move into season 2. We all know EJ's a senior. But he, through conversations, Gina and EJ starts talking, and then they are now attracted to each other. Gina becomes attracted to EJ because of the fact that he's the guy that always shows up for her. He's the one that's asking her how she's doing. He's the one that bought her a plane ticket to come back for the show in season 1. He's the guy that shows up for her. And then we move into season 3 where they are together. And now he's forced to leave his perfect summer with his girlfriend, his perfect fun last summer as a kid with his girlfriend. He's now forced to direct a show that he didn't even want to do. And also he has to make it good enough so then he can stay in Salt Lake to be with Gina. And all Gina does is flirt with Ricky and not understand that EJ was forced to do this. And because everyone is counting on him as the guy that shows up, he wants to make this show perfect for this documentary for Disney Plus because he wants his friends to have a big break. And he wants his friends to be happy. He wants Gina to be happy. I personally believe EJ is one of the best characters inside of the show, probably the best character inside of the show. And all season long, they just kick him in the butt, kick him in the face, punch him in the face, punch him in the stomach, kick him in the balls. Constantly, they do that throughout every season of the show, and I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. To be honest with you, I don't know if I respect or like how Ricky and Gina came together, as you can see from my rant. It felt forced and last minute incredibly gross. If the whole season was just a lead into Gina and Ricky getting together, then you didn't need Gina and EJ together. Obviously, we know this relationship was never going to work out anyway. Gina is a sophomore going into junior year. EJ is a senior going to college. It was never going to work out. But you think Ricky and Gina is going to work out? Because Gina is now a junior and Ricky is 18, a senior. He's going to college while she's going to still be at East High. It makes good for a love triangle drama. not as much for writing. In conclusion, High School Musical, the series, season 3 is the most goofy of the seasons and irreverent season yet, forcing plot lines and relationships just to hit that drama genre. The disrespectfulness to EJ is really gross to me. I definitely believe that they didn't know what to do with EJ, they didn't know what to do with Ricky, so why not just make a love triangle? So why not just make for a contrived reason for why Gina chooses Ricky? But for some odd reason, I'm attracted to the season. It's definitely the best acted, and the cast has finally grown into their roles. Sophia Wiley as the leading woman is incredible, and you'll love her just as much as I loved her. I loved her enough to put her as my lock screen. So it may be a little bit corny, but hey, it is what it is. I love Sophia Wiley. I wish my high school experience was like this. I wish I had a Sophia Wiley at my high school. But I have to say, High School Musical, the series, season 3 is an A- and an 8.9 out of 10. And I would say if you love ships, you're definitely going to love this. I know the Twitter people are going to eat this up. They're going to eat this season up a lot. Especially that last kiss with Ricky and Gina. Oh my God, I already see people on Twitter loving that. And me personally, I found it to be forced and incredibly gross writing. Alright guys, that is it for the review/rant. Please know that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion, and you're free to comment down below. What did you think of the High School Musical, the series, season 3 finale, as well as the season as a whole? Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now, and don't forget to come back later for all of the High School Musical, the series seasons ranked. With that being said, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Peace.